General, is what we just saw here an aberration, or do you believe this is the new face of radical Islam and what their intentions are?
No, it's not an aberration, certainly. It's a continuation of whatever has been happening over the last 15 years in the region, in Afghanistan, and in our tribal agencies. It's a continuation of that, and maybe because of lack of resolve from the government side here, they have got strengthened. The terrorists have got more encouraged and more strengthened.
At the time, you were then president and general, and that was interpreted as there being two minds in the fight against terror when it comes to Pakistan, that there is a division of sympathies between the terrorists and those who want to fight terror. Did that exist then, and does it still exist now?
No, not at all. I totally disagree with what you've said.
It's
Just
what you
because
said,
I said
General,
Osama bin Laden, I was not committing myself. I was not committing myself to hand over Osama to United States. Doesn't mean that I am in two minds. We have to deal with him. We have our own honor and dignity. We have our own environment to cover. If we don't want to give Osama bin Laden to United States, that doesn't mean that we are pro-terrorism. Absolutely wrong. We are fighting terrorism. We will deal with Osama bin Laden as in the interest of Pakistan and not in the interest of United States. So how do you conclude from that we were double-minded on fighting terrorism? I'm sorry, I don't accept this argument. This is a complicated situation here. Unfortunately, you in the United States do not accept your own blunders that you have committed. I have said that whatever has happened here, whatever the reorganization, the regrouping of the Taliban occurred because of your failure in Afghanistan to convert a military victory into a political victory. And when I say political victory, to put a government in Afghanistan representative of the ethnic groups. And in that, the Pakhtuns, being 50% of Afghanistan, should have had the major share. You did not do that. So therefore, you alienated the entire Pakhtun community, and therefore Taliban came into being again. They rose again, they reorganized themselves and started fighting. So this blunder you should accept.
But it's about where you go from here. You have a situation now with these children who have been sacrificed in a war they have no role in. And it begs the question of whether or not there will be a new resolve to fight the radicalism in your country. Do you believe that will happen?
It will happen. I think it will, because the people of Pakistan want it. Military also feels that we have to crush them. So therefore, it will happen. But let me also say, please never, the problem is where you can help us, you don't help us.